All right, Andy Miller here, Director of Instruction at Ledge Rock Golf Club. We're going to launch today new series. Okay, in the wintertime, we're going to call this Fireside Chats. During the season, it will evolve into something we've come up with that's called Riding in Carts with Golfers, which is sort of, I think, a little spin-off on the Seinfeld series, which was riding in comedians in cars, drinking coffee, something like that.
Something along those
Okay,
lines.
so first guess, I thought it was really important that we kick this whole thing off with one of Ledge Rock's finest, Tyler Henry. Of course, you all know him as our membership director here.
Thanks, Andy.
My pleasure. Thanks for joining me here in the studio. So we're going to kick things off, and Tyler's going to tell us a little bit about his golf journey.
So I guess I'll start with where Andy and I first met. Ironically, it was not here at Ledge Rock Golf Club. I'll try not to.
All right, continue. Sorry.
So I was, I'll just fill you in with a little background info on my golfing journey. This would have been 15 years ago. I was at the ripe old age of 16. So those of you who can do a little math now know how old I am. I was an aspiring golfer. I wasn't a fantastic athlete, but I really loved the game of golf. So my dad, for my birthday that year, he got me 2 one-hour lessons to be redeemed at Pagoda Golf Area. So who do I get paired up with for my lessons? None other than the one and only Andy. So
Yes, if we're doing the math on age, I'm significantly older than you. So it makes me feel old when you tell the story. Continue.
Notice how Andy didn't want to reveal his age. But regardless, I probably couldn't break. I mean, if I broke 90 at that point in my golfing career, I was ecstatic. Around in the 80s was something to celebrate. I was looking to get better at golf. I was going into my junior year at Wilson at the time. Played a little baseball, but mainly had my summers free, so took those 2 one-hour lessons with Andy. After the very first one, I remember distinctly, I was playing the next morning at a local course, Fox Chase, if anybody's heard of that. I shoot 76 the very next day.
18.
Yes, this is on 18 holes.
That's
That's correct. Yes, that was on 18 holes. To say I was over the moon would have been an understatement. That pretty much at that point is when I completely fell in love with the game of golf. I couldn't wait to go back to see Andy again. I think even he was pretty astonished that
I am now because I forgot
that I did that. So yeah, that is pretty much where my lesson taking, that's where that journey began.
So hey, in all seriousness,
Yeah.
a lot of people think when they take a golf lesson that they're going to get worse for some reason. Because some people have had poor experiences where maybe they go and the person that they go to tries to make 1,000 different changes to make them look like Adam Scott or, Tiger Woods, and that's not really the way that people learn stuff. So you're living proof to the testament that you don't get worse. I can see how that could happen.
Oh, sure. Well, I think and I'm sure many of your students, your disciples, people who take lessons from you would say, is that you work with what they have. You're not going to try to turn 5'7" Tyler Henry into Adam Scott. I think those days are long gone. You worked with what I had. I would say I've had slight improvement over the years, and it's fairly common that I'll come spend 10 or 15 minutes with you, maybe a couple times per year. And I would say you're pretty quick at spotting any potential deficiencies or areas that I need to work on.
So I have written down here, open-faced turkey sandwich. Can you elaborate on what that means?
Open-faced turkey sandwich is something that I tell myself often when I'm golfing, and it's from Andy. This was a couple winters ago. We were working on a few things. I was just, everything was left. I mean, low left, you name it. My miss was left, particularly off the tee. So it was because I had a closed club face at impact. So to get myself to open that club face, and he used the term open face turkey sandwich, and it makes me visualize getting that club face.
You don't typically see that in your golf digests and your golf magazines.
Probably not going to see that.
But it worked. It was a powerful image.
Yes, and I've improved a little bit year by year, which is another thing that I love about the game of golf. I feel like it's something that's impossible to master. I would say that my handicap is probably now lower than it should be, but I'm hoping to see that level out now that I've subscribed to the Cyber Golf Academy of handicapping.
I also have written down here from one of our viewers, Mr. Ed Nevling says that your handicap can't get too low.
He probably would not approve it dipping too low. Yes,
Okay.
that's.
Just wanted to clear
I'd
that
say
up.
that's fair.
So I think what this series is going to end up being, now that we're sitting here doing this, is sort of like different ways that golf has impacted the lives of maybe people that I know, people that you know.
Yeah, but I think we can make this a lot of fun. Whether we're here sitting by the fire, out riding, taking in some sunshine, and taking in some of the beautiful views that Ledge Rock has to offer.
Should we invite maybe some people, if they would like to be a guest on this series, shoot us an email. My name, Andy@ledgerockgolf.com.
Tyler, simple, Tyler@ledgerockgolf.com.
Let us know. We'd love to have you on here. I think the more engagement we can get from the people watching and from our membership, the more fun it will be, and maybe we can learn something.
Sounds like
Fair.
like it'll be a lot of fun.
Thank you, my friend.
Thanks for having me, Coach. Appreciate
Anytime.
it.
Just see your way out.
All right. It's been real.
Yeah.